and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie and this is the Contemporaryathon round 6 on my radar and recommendation video for you guys. So you guys know I live in the world of romance, and yes, contemporary is not just about romance. It can be contemporary fiction and things like that, but I'm gonna stay in my lane and tell you guys about contemporary romance. So the Contemporaryathon is a readathon that is hosted by Chelsea from Chelsea Darling Reads, Julie from Pages and Pens, and Natasha from My Reading is Odd. I will leave their information and their announcement videos down in the description box, but it is happening February the 10th through the 16th. And as you know, I am a mood reader. I'm a quick reader. As of lately, you know, having 8 to 10 hours to be able to just read is very easy for me. So I can get through a lot of books. Now, I was not going to do a full out TBR, which I am now changing to OMRs because Shay from Books with Shay came up with this really amazing idea of talking about books that are on her radar. So on my radar is OMR, and I like that term so much. So I'm going to start using that term because my mood can change and these books can change on a stinking whim. So Contemporaryathon has chosen 7 different challenges for everyone to do. You can freaking mix and mingle and put them all together, use one book for all 7 challenges. If you can do that, you're amazing, and I'd love to know which book that is. If you are participating, let me know down in the comments if you're participating. If you're doing a video or anything like that, please let me know so I can go check out those videos, because I am always looking for new recommendations and things like that, especially since one of the challenges is to shout out a favorite or creator or anything like that. Pick someone's book that you find interesting and then shout them out on your channel. I'm going in all different order than what I had planned. So I'm going to start with that challenge first. And that is to sort of pick a creator, either in Bookstagram, on Book Twitter, over on here on YouTube. Find a creator that you like, that you sort of want to maybe possibly step out of your comfort zone and read from. And here are a few of the creators that I think have amazing book recommendations and videos that you guys should go check out and possibly get some recommendations from. So Bree from Bree Hill, she's my book boo. I love that she's dabbling more into romance, and it's a completely different romance than I actually read, and I love when she talks about those romances and getting her thoughts and things like that. So I will probably be delving into one of her books. We co-read a lot, or we buddy read a lot of books together. So, or she'll read a book and then I'll read a book, or I'll read a book and then she'll read that book. So we do a lot of book stuff together already, but she's an amazing person to go and, check out. Also, check out India from Life is a Page Turner. Her reading taste is completely different than mine. I'm slowly pulling her into the romance community, like full time, but for the most part, her reading is sci-fi, fantasy, things like that. Go check out her videos. You might find something that you enjoy and would want to read. Check out Charles from Books on Stereo. He is my book beau, okay? Bree's my book boo, and Charles is my book beau because he reads even more than I do. If you can believe that, he does. I'm always astonished by how much he reads. I swear we are like twin minds, that we read a lot together, but at the same time, his reading is completely different than mine. We only have a few books that actually cross over and, that we've read. No, it's not. It's more than a few. Let me stop playing. It's more than a few. We've read a lot of books that are the same, but he's also read a lot of books that are completely different from mine. So go check out his channel because he's amazing. He's amazing. His book recommendations are amazing. And yes, definitely. Also go check out Brandy from Brandy Janae's bookshelf. Her reading is different than mine as well. She's more into sci-fi fantasy, I believe, as well. But I have recently gotten some books that we find enjoyable as the same. And lastly, I'm going to tell you guys to go check out Ashley from the Bookish Realm. My girl, my librarian, go-to. Yes. Yes, go check her out because she gives me the things that I need to hear in YA to be able to completely take off my adult hat and say, this is why I need to read this as an adult, because of her expertise and her thoughts and her voice in the community on different books and things like that. Amazing, amazing booktuber. All right. The next category is to read books with green on the cover. So I built you guys this stack of books and we're just going to quickly go over them because these are the ones from my shelves. Obviously, they're physical books and that's the only reason I have them is because they're on my shelves. But I have read all of them and I think they're amazing and think you guys should go check them out. And they probably we'll go for quite a few of the other categories as well. I can't tell you for some of them, but definitely go check them out. So, the first one we have is Say You Want Me by Corinne Michaels. Green on the cover. Not even completely green, but yes, so good. It's a story about a small town. Families loved it. Superb. And it has been out for a while, so we can definitely go on one of Corinne Michaels' backlist reads if you haven't read anything from Corinne Michaels. And a new to you author, if you haven't read anything from Corinne Michaels, it's been released for a couple years now. The next book I'm going to talk about is Our Unscripted Story by L.A. Fiore. Ooh. All this information will be down in the description box as well. So if you guys aren't being able to see the names and authors' names, stuff like that, it'll be down in the description box for you guys. But Our Unscripted Love Story, or Our Unscripted Story, is about a childhood romance that blossoms and you get to see how they end up turning out and end up being. But this green on the cover is amazing. I love it. Next, I'm going to talk about Endurance by Amy Daws. Love this book because of the sports romance. I mean, the family is amazing. This is one of the books in the Harris Brothers series, and I absolutely love the Harris Brothers. This one is Tanner, who... Ooh. Okay, so I have to remember which one is which for which book. So Tanner is the bad boy that has an image problem and he does some fake dating with the other doctor that we have already met, and it's sassy, it's fun, and it's about European footballers. Come on. Yes. So many S's. Alrighty, it has been a minute for me. And this may not look like it's green, but it is green. And that is The Weight of Rain by Mariah Dietz. I really enjoyed this story. It's beautiful. And the tagline is, "One night changed my life, one that I barely remember." So when I close my eyes, my mind paints a picture of his smile and shades the contour of his hand, the deep scar around his bicep. I'm an artist, yet my hands are unsteady. With his presence, he has unknowingly broken that something inside of me that makes me who I am. Being around him is like standing in a rainstorm. First the drops tickle my skin, and then they coat me, refusing to be ignored. Finally, they soak me, reaching parts of me I don't think anyone else has touched. When dreams turn into reality, will the picture in my mind transfer to paper? I remember loving this book when I read it. So this could definitely be a backlist book because it has been out for quite a few years, because it has been quite a few years since I read it, and I loved it. Loved it. And just the perfect amount of green. I love this cover. I think it's gorgeous. The next book I'm going to talk about is The First Lights by Christy Pastore, and this is a adult contemporary story about a football player that has now retired. He's a football coach now. He moves to a small town, and there's a woman that has a kid on the football team. They have a run-in. They're sassy together. Then there's small town politics that go along with it, and it's so amazing. It is so good. I really enjoy this story, and I can't recommend it enough. Check it out. Next, I'm going to recommend for you guys to check out Craving Mr. Cranky by A.M. Madden and Joanne Schwim. This is part of a series of standalone books where this brother, I believe this is a brother. Okay, so yes, this is Dante's book. If you've read the series, then you know Dante is one of the brothers, or is the brother of Luca and Gianna. Gianna's book is after this one. Luca's book is before this one. Dante is this sweet, sassy kind of guy, and he has feelings for Cassie, and the two of them go about their business, and it's a really good book, and I think you guys should go check it out. I'm just gonna say that. Then for you fantasy lovers, we have Enchant by Macaulay Smeltzer. This is a witchy sort of fantastical story. It starts a duet, I believe. It may be a trilogy. I don't believe the third book has come out yet because I haven't read it. But yeah, super fun, super YA-ish. Because our female character is coming into her own, but it's witchy and it's fantastical and it's green, you guys, like really green. This cover is so green. And then the final green book that I'm going to talk about is A Gravel Road by Steffi Walls, and this book is amazing. It is just absolutely amazing. It's about childhood friends that end up splitting up because something ends up happening. One goes away and doesn't call home, has family issues, things like that, but then when tragedy hits and she has to come home, she has to deal with the things that she left behind, and you sort of get to figure out how they sort of come back from that, how they rekindle their love that maybe possibly never died, and it was just, it's so good. Such a good book. So good. Okay, so the next category I'm going to give you guys recommendations for is new to you author. If you have not read anything by this author, you need to get on it because she's super, super funny, and I really enjoy her books, and that is Carrie Hart. The two books that I'm recommending for you guys is Unlucky in Love and Ring Ready. If you didn't notice, Unlucky in Love has a little bit of green on the front of that cover, so go check that book out if you want to do the green. It's fun, it's rom-com, it's about two ladies that are unlucky in love and they end up finding love through their stories, and so much fun. There's a talking parrot as well. If you like animals as comic relief, these two books are definitely something you should go check out. And the other author that I'm going to recommend isn't a sort of unknown author here on BookTube, but it is a series that you guys do not talk about on BookTube, which I'm like, I don't understand why you talk about the other one, but you don't talk about this one, and that is Ruby Dixon for the Fire Blood Dragon series. I have not read the Ice Planet Barbarian series, have no real, like, want to try and jump into that 16, 17 book series, whatever. But this series right here, there are 6, maybe 7 books in this series, and it's absolutely freaking amazing. It is post-apocalyptic, dystopian, where dragons have come through the rift, and they are slowly but surely taking over or trying to commingle with the humans that are left since the rift, and they have to take mates to figure out, you know, their brains and their minds. The first book is a little bit rough, but if you continue on with the series, you understand why the first book was the way it was. And I loved this series. I wish Ruby Dixon was writing more of these books, but she went back to writing Ice Planet Barbarian series and the Blue People. But these are about dragons, so I think you should go read this one. Alrighty, being that it is February, it's Black History Month, and even though I read books by Black authors all year long, this is a great month for those that don't read Black authors to read diversely. For my recommendations, I'm going to tell you guys to go read Let It Shine by Alyssa Cole. This is a story about the civil rights movement. It is hard-hitting and it will put you on the end, but one, it's a Black author, and two, it's about a time in Black history that is done well, that is not trauma porn. So, go check that out. Also, I think you guys should check out Work For It by Talia Hibbert. This is a LGBTQA+ book, as well as Small Town, and I believe it's interracial as well, so go check this out. It has lots of content warnings. If you want to know those content warnings, check out my review for it, because I'm pretty sure I put them in there. I'll make sure that I link that, but yes, go check that out. The next category is Backless Books, so I cannot recommend enough these next two authors, and these two series are absolutely my favorite series I have ever read, and this is like a perfect time for you guys to go check them out, because this is the very first series that I read for them, for each one of the authors, and that means that it was years ago that I read these books. So the first one I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Grip series by Kennedy Ryan. This was the first series that I read from her. I jumped straight into her contemporary, realistic romance writing with this series. I mean, it deals with social issues that are very prevalent today within the Black community and police judicious system, and I normally am not one that likes these type of books. I don't want to read about that type of stuff, but this one, it grabbed me and it threw me on my edge and really made me jump outside of my box and start reading more, because of the way that Kennedy Ryan writes and the way that she poetically puts research information that is need to know into the book, and then lets you continue on with the story, with the romance. And yes, this whole entire series is absolutely amazing. It's heartbreaking at times, but it's moving, it's sexy, and it's fun, and yes. But it's about a rapper, and it's an interracial relationship, and just so many yeses. And then the next one I'm to recommend for you guys to go check out is Consequences series by Alethea Roming. Now, only thing that I can say is about this series, besides that it's freaking amazing, it starts off as a psychological sort of thriller, then it turns into a romance within the books that it goes. So the first book is a very psychological thriller. It has very little romance. There is a scene that I find most people have hard times with, without giving away any spoilers or anything like that. It is a very hard scene to read. When I read it the first time, I had to put the book down and then come back to it and then continue on. And that is my suggestion, that if you do end up picking up this book or this series, that very first book, once you get past that, or once you move on through that, things start to twist and turn and become more clear as the books go along, as the series goes along, and you may find that you enjoy the characters a lot more in the future books. So it's a pretty large series. It's 5 books, but I loved it oh so much. So those are, yes, Backless Books that you guys can check out. For dark and hard-hitting books, I'm going to recommend The Assistant by Marnie Mann. This is a twisted, crazy book that I ended up having to read the end of it like 3 or 4 times to even think about possibly knowing exactly what was going on, but I'm still kind of clueless about that because I'm just like, did what? Huh? I don't... So I'm going to end up rereading this one again at some point as well, but yes, this is definitely something you guys should go check out. And the other hard-hitting book that I'm going to tell you guys to go read is The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This was one of my favorites of 2019, and I cannot recommend this book enough for you guys to go check out and, you know, get into it. Get into it! It is so good. So good. We'll have your emotions going all sorts of crazy. All sorts of crazy. And the final challenge for the Contemporaryathon is read an illustrated book cover. They were all the rage in 2019, and it does not look like the publishing companies are going to stop, but I suggest you guys go check out Love Her or Lose Her by Tessa Bailey and Awkward by Avery Flynn. Alrighty, so I have rambled on quite a bit for this, so I will just quickly go over my OMR for the Contemporaryathon. I'm not going to give any like synopsis or anything like that because, like I said before, this could change. So for my green on the cover, I'm either going to read The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Roche or On the Corner of Hope and Maine by Beverly Jenkins. For new to me author, I'm either going to read My Best Friend's Royal Wedding by Romy Summer or A Dozen Second Chances by Kate Feld. For the diverse book, I'm either going to read A Cowboy to Remember by Rebecca Witherspoon or The Right Escape by Charish Reed. For backless book, I'm either going to read Crashing Into Her by Mia Sosa or Everything's Better with Kimberly by Lucy Eden. For dark or hard-hitting, I'm either going to read Great and Precious Things by Rebecca Yarros or Problem Child by Victoria Helen Stone. For illustrated cover, I'm either going to read Would Like to Meet You by Rochelle Winters or Undercover Bromance by Lisa K. Adams. And for favorite creator, to shout out some creators that I haven't shouted out before. Well, I take that back. One of them I have shouted out. I just shouted them out in the recommendations. But Tatiana from Musical Tati, I'm either going to try and read The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, but that thing is a chunker. It's over 1,000 pages, and I believe it's over 56 hours in the audiobook. So yeah, that might not get done. So I also chose The Pisces by Melissa Broadard, and this was featured in Tatiana's favorites of 2019's video, so I'm looking forward to possibly checking that out. And from Charles from Books on Stereo, I am going to be trying to read These Witches Don't Burn by Isabel Sterling. So will you be participating in Contemporaryathon Round 6? Let me know down in the comments section. Let me know if you have posted a TBR video so that I can go check out some of your recommendations or your TBRs, recommendations on your radars, you know, things like that. I might switch mine up. Like I said, I'm a mood reader. Let me know if there's something specific that you guys are looking forward to me talking about for actually reading, or if there's something that you suggest that I definitely read from this list that I have already given you guys, or should I hold off on some of those and then read them later type. Yeah, let's discuss the books because there was a lot of them down in the comment section. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, there is a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. There's affiliate links, storefront, Patreon, Ko-fi, all that in the description box so you guys can support me and help me and love me. Love me. No. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys later.